The newest senators are getting settled in as we continue our series of conversations with newly elected members. This week, I spoke with Senator Ann Johnson Stewart about how her career as a civil engineer and educator will contribute to the work of the Senate. You, a DFLer, ran for the seat vacated by Paul Anderson, a Republican, to represent District 44, which includes Southern Plymouth, Northern Minnetonka, and Woodland. You easily won this election. So what part of your message do you think resonated most with voters?
Well, thank you, Shannon, and thanks for having me today. Well, I think my resume really helped a lot. So I have a pretty unusual resume. I'm a civil engineer. I also own a small business. I employ 30 people, and I have taught for many years at the University of Minnesota and other tech colleges, and I've done a lot of workforce development. So I think my varied experience, as well as the fact that I raised children in the school district, all 4 of our kids went to Wayzata Public Schools. My husband and I have lived in Minnetonka for over 25 years. I think all of that made it really easy for me to relate to people, both on a professional and a personal level. Frankly, I also think people are really drawn to my engineering background because, especially with civil engineering, because people, drive on roads, they flush toilets, they, see bridges and, different states. I think there's always a lot of questions for us. I've seen that my whole career. And so I always had something to talk about with people. And so, frankly, I think my relating to them on a personal level, whether it was, a subjective or an objective topic, was really helpful.
Now, as far as I can tell, this is your first foray into politics. What inspired you to run for the state Senate?
So, as I said, I'm a civil engineer, and several years ago, my professional organization called the American Society of Civil Engineers graded all of our nation's infrastructure on a state-by-state level. And as I saw that report card and I saw information about that, I was really dismayed, but also affirmed, because I knew this to be the case, that our infrastructure is in really bad shape. In Minnesota, we got an average grade of C, but for example, our roads and our drinking water systems were graded less than that. It was only because our airports and some of our other infrastructure is better graded. And I started to think, I've always been frustrated that we don't have more support for our infrastructure. And after seeing those presentations, I started to think we need an engineer in the legislature. So I looked, and we do have one engineer. Melissa Wickland is an electrical engineer, but we didn't have any civil engineers. So I started to look around and try to see if I could find somebody to run. And it turned out to be me. So I think it's really important to have a civil engineer at that level to do 2 things. Number one, advocate for our infrastructure, but also to explain why, sewage pipes corrode and why we can't chance it. There's some things that are just too important. So that's what motivated me. And, I'm 56. I've built this company from 1 person to 30. And I've taught at the university a long time. I'm just so excited to do something different in my life that is positive and fun and fulfilling. And this just feels like the perfect next step for me.
The first thing I saw on your campaign website is the statement, "Ann is a bridge builder." Now, this is both figurative and literal, as you have described, because of your civil engineering background. And you've already talked about how your point of view will be important at the legislature. You've been here for a few days now. Are you getting the sense from your colleagues now that they're really going to embrace this real world experience that you have when it comes to building things and infrastructure?
So, yeah, I actually have. Yesterday I talked with Tom Bach for a while. He has a construction background. And, honestly, I think for me to be able to talk the talk, it elevates my credibility. Last night we had a meeting with some transportation people. I have a very deep background in airports. And so, I said, are we working with general aviation or Part 139? And the guy went, you know what a Part 139 airport is? It just, Knowing the language, understanding a little bit the funding, which I by no means am an expert, but I think it brings credibility that I actually understand what I'm talking about. And then the other thing that has helped me really is my job. What we do here at this company is we serve as a representative of the owner for civil engineering projects. So like on Southwest LRT, we're out there making sure that the project gets built according to plans and specs. Well, that means I've always been in the middle between the contractor and the owner. And so my whole career has really been collaborating and compromising and advocating. And I see that as really a parallel job to being in the legislature. You're trying to find common ground.
Higher education is facing some significant challenges for a number of reasons. There are funding shortfalls. There's the changing economy, the cost of higher education, and then not to mention the as yet unknown consequences of the COVID-19 pandemic on our higher education systems. Because you've taught courses at the University of Minnesota and other various technical colleges, what is your view about the direction, the changes that higher education maybe needs to take into consideration?
So I have taught at the U for over 20 years, and I've taught the last 2 semesters. I'm not going to teach this semester, but I have seen a big change in my students. So last spring, when we started in person and we moved to COVID, I saw a lot of problems from my students that didn't get it, So I had 24 students in one class, for example, and 2 of them would show up regularly for my online sessions. Now I just finished fall semester, and this time I had 22 of 22 show up every time. So number one, I think, or in answer to your question, I think students have figured it out. Higher ed is more than just communicating information from one mouth to another's ear. And so, I went to a very small college, which was different than the University of Minnesota. There's still that component of undergraduate education where we're making sure that students understand a really important thing. And that can certainly happen over Zoom, but there's lots of classes where that doesn't really happen. A lab class, it's very difficult for me, and my class was a lab class, by the way, very difficult for me as a teacher to, sit down and help or sit down and hear a student. So I think there's a lot missing. I also think there's a lot missing from the interaction of student to student and student to teacher. And then the last thing to point out is, the University of Minnesota, for example, is a huge research facility. And so, or institution, I should say. So we can talk about what's happening to higher ed in terms of student experience, but then there's also this research component. And so I think we will see changes, and people will, find that online learning is appropriate for some classes. And absolutely, I agree with that. But I also think that it's not true for every class, and we're going to have to be judicious about how we address funding challenges and other things to make sure that we don't lose educational quality. So I think we're in a transition time, but I don't think it's not seamless, and it's for sure not going to be one or the other. Is that clear? Did I make my point? Okay.
Yes, I think you made your point, and we're actually out of time. So Senator Ann Johnson Stewart, I want to thank you so much for your time and welcome to the Senate.
Well, thank you so much. It was a pleasure to meet you.